Good afternoon, teacher and class. We are group number 4, and we have to expose on sensors.
My name is Antoni Castro. My topic is the sensors. What is a sensor? A sensor is a device that measures physical input from environment it and convert it into data that can be interpreted by human or a mechanic. More sensors are electronics. Data is converted into electronic data. But 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 some are more simple, such such as a glass thermometer with present visual data. The people use a sensor to measure temperature with which distance, detect smoke, regulate pressure, and myriad of other uses. Thanks.
Good afternoon, teacher and class. My name is Rustian, and my topic is function of the sensors, thermometers. The function of these allow to know the amount of thermal energy that allows to detect a physical change in the temperature of a particular source and convert the data for a device. Proximity sensors. The function of this device is linked to the field of security and video. They detect the presence or absence of a nearby object or the properties of that object, making them an easy to read signal. Uh, gas 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 measurement sensors. Its main function is to measure the changes that take place in the quality of the air, being more and more used in urban with the objective of offering information on the atmospheric contamination that the CCNs bar. Pressure sensors. These sensors are intended to monitor pressure, power system, and device with any deviation from the standard range. The device notifies the system administration of the presence of a problem to be solved. Level sensor. Level sensor. The level sensor are used to measure all kinds of fluids in liquid, gaseous, pasty, consistently materials. Its operation is based on the measurement of the point or points at which a certain substance is found with respect to the upper edge of a container that contains.
Good afternoon, teacher. My name is Héctor Cipriano. My topic is types on sensors. A map and map sensor have become an integral part of the engine management system. Their task is to send information to the vehicle's engine control unit (AQ), uh, enabling it to the control the air-fuel mixture needed by the engine to operate efficiently. The majority of sensors come in two variations: um, hot wire technology and hot field technology. These MAP sensors have not moving parts and use electrical current to measure a mass. situated between the intake manifold and the air filter. The MAP sensor is a vital part of the engine management system and determines the amount air airflow airflow into the intake system of diesel and petrol combustion engines. Sensor map. The map sensor measures the air pressure by the deformation and membrane wide integrated resistors. The pressure varies depending on the position, engine speed, and turbo operation. The boost pressure sensor, in turn, is used in turbocharged engines and located between the turbocharged and intake manifold. Thank you.
Good afternoon, teacher and class. My topic is crankshaft position sensor. The crankshaft position sensor measures the rotation speed and the position of the engine crankshaft. Without a crankshaft position sensor, the engine will restart. In some cars, the sensor is installed close to the main pullet, like in this Ford in the Ford in other cars. The sensor could be installed at the transmission belt housing or in the engine cylinder block, as in the Ford balloon. In the technical literature, the crankshaft position sensor is abbreviated to CKP. The crankshaft position sensor is positioned to that depth of the reluctor ring. Attached to the crankshaft pass close to the sensor type, the reluctor ring has honor more than missing to prevent the engine comfort, with the preference point to the crankshaft position. As the crankshaft rotates, the sensor produces a pulse voltage signal where each pulse corresponds to the dot on the reluctant ring. The hot below shows the actual signal from the crankshaft position sensor with the engine idle. In this vehicle, the reluctant ring is made with two mistens, then as you can notice on the graph. Thanks.
Good morning, teacher. Good morning, class. My name is Anderson Garcia. My topic is the feature of sensor. Sensitive. It is defined as the change in output response divided by the change in output response linearly. It represents the relationship between input variation and output variation. Range. It is the difference between the smallest and the largest outputs that a sensor can provide, or the difference between the smallest and largest inputs with which it can operate properly. Response time. It is the time that a certain sensor spends stage. Output of total change. Frequency response. The frequency response is the range in the input remains relatively high. Reality. It is a ratio between the number of times a system operates properly and the number of times it is tighter. A query. It shows how close the output of the sensor is to the expected volume. Thanks.